Good evening, Yorktown. It's Supervisor Matt Slater here at Town Hall. Today is Monday, March 23rd. It is 6 p.m. I'm joined by Councilman Ed Lackerman, providing another update regarding COVID-19, also known as the coronavirus. The updated number for Yorktown, let's take a step back. Today was the first day of New York Pause, New York on Pause, Governor Cuomo's New York on Pause initiative, where 100% of the non-essential workforce was not reporting to work. Again, an unprecedented time in our state, in our community, but I think as you all can see, and we had quite a few questions about this last night, the roads remain open, there are no barriers, there are no checkpoints. If you do need to go someplace, you can, although hopefully today, majority, if not everyone, was able to stay home. To update everyone regarding the town of Yorktown, we do have some new information about the confirmed cases. We are now at 20 confirmed cases in the town of Yorktown. Last night we had reported 11, so we nearly doubled the confirmation of positive tests in the town of Yorktown. Very important, again, to keep in mind that that number of positive tests clearly is an indicator by the increased number of testing, because the number of tests being performed in New York State is the most in the country. So right now our health officials are out hunting for COVID-19. They are looking for people to test who may be positive. So we now have 20 confirmed cases in the town of Yorktown. Again, a big round of applause goes to Governor Cuomo for his tremendous leadership. As the testing, as I stated earlier, we are number one in the nation. New York State makes up of 25% of the total number of tests in the United States right now. So far, as of this morning, 78,000 New Yorkers had been tested, and statewide, that number was at 20,000. But again, here in Yorktown, the total number of confirmed cases as of 2 o'clock this afternoon, which is when we get our updated file, is 20. I want to follow up on some questions that were asked last night. I want to thank everyone who participated. It turned into, I think, a very informational and a very informative conversation that we had about the situation that we're in. And we're in that situation together as a community, together as neighbors, together as friends and family. We had some questions about moving, people who were looking to move. I literally, about 5 minutes ago, got a text message from the governor's office. Yes, that is considered an essential service. So if you are in the process of moving, movers are able to continue to work. We heard from Ira regarding Key Bank. I'm happy to report we were able to get the regional manager in touch with Ira to help direct him to the nearest Key Bank branch for him to access, since the one at the mall is currently closed because, again, malls, gyms, casinos, they are all closed across the state of New York. We heard from Denise about state exams for our students, and I encourage everybody, all of our parents at home, if you haven't or if you don't get an update from either Dr. Hatter if you're in the Yorktown Central School District or Dr. Stone from the Lakeland School District, to jump onto their websites individually. They provide just a ton of information for the parents at home whose kids are in schools. Right now, state testing has been canceled, and that's for, I believe, the 3rd through 8th graders. The ELA, that is has been canceled, and we are awaiting word. I spoke with both school officials today. We are awaiting word from the state about the Regents and the AP exams. We heard from Susan regarding her concern about seniors picking up certain prescriptions at the pharmacy, and I've shared her concerns both with our partners on the county, and I was on a call today with County Executive Latimer, who continues to be a fantastic partner for Yorktown. That call included his whole staff as well as a large number of municipal officials, mostly supervisors and mayors from every municipality in Westchester. But we did express Susan's concern both to our friends in the county and in the governor's office. There is questions that remain. Anthony had called about landscaping companies, and there are questions that remain. We've seen the order, we've read the order, we've also heard interpretation from the governor's office that doesn't frankly match what the order necessarily reads. So we are awaiting further clarification on the role of landscaping companies. From my conversation, my direct conversation with the governor's office and his staff, landscaping companies are only to perform maintenance, basic maintenance, at properties that hold essential services. And if you're asking what an essential service is, I encourage you to jump onto our website, yorktownny.org. We have a ton of information under the coronavirus or the COVID-19 update page, including a link from the state that defines essential versus non-essential services and businesses, as well as the waiver a business can submit to the state if they want to become an essential service if they find themselves on that non-essential list. So I did want to just touch base on those questions that we were not able to answer directly last night, but we were able to follow up in one way or another. We continue, as I said earlier, I had a conference call with the county executive, his staff, and municipal officials of Westchester County. We continue to discuss taxes. The state and the federal government have extended the tax deadline to July 15th. That is done. County and local government is something completely different. The local government, and I want to make sure we're clear on this, because we have received several calls, we do not have the authority to extend our tax deadline. So right now, our staff, who I'll get into in a minute, but we are at 50% here at the town of Yorktown, our staff is preparing the tax bills to go out on March 31st. We are hoping to receive a waiver from the state government as to extending or waiving penalties or late fees if that is an option. But this is an ongoing conversation that, again, as a supervisor, as a local municipality, we don't have the authority to implement on our own. We need that authority to be given to us. I also continue to hear rumors, and we've been very clear about this. We are here providing validated and accurate information to the public. I will not govern based on rumors. As Governor Cuomo has said, and I continue to applaud him because I think he nailed it, it's a two-front war we're fighting right now. We have the virus, which is the health issues that we're dealing with, and that is being done on levels above us, specifically the state and the national level. And then we have the war on misinformation. Misinformation causes fear, and fear causes panic. This government and this administration will not govern based on rumor. Period. End of conversation. I provide answers that are factual, that we have validated, and we try to provide them as quickly and as fast as we possibly can to those who ask them. So I have heard rumors about certain stores. I do not have that information. I am not provided that information. I know that the Taconic Pharmacy in Jefferson Valley did on their own, in full disclosure, posted a message on their front door alerting their customers that they had a employee test positive for COVID-19. That was done, again, on their own accord. I do not get notified, and this government does not get notified of businesses. The information that we are provided by our partners from the state and county are simply a database of names and addresses of residential addresses. We are prohibited from sharing that with the public for a number of reasons, mostly HIPAA, but we continue to provide and are able to provide the whole number, which today stands at 20 positive cases in the town of Yorktown. And part of local government's role, and I want to make sure, again, we're clear on this. We are not performing the tests. We are not contacting potential individuals who may have been in contact with someone who is positive. That is not our role. That is being done by our partners in the county and state government, not here in Yorktown. In Yorktown, what we're focused on is keeping your water on. We're focused on making sure that our sewer plant continues to function. We're focused on making sure your garbage is picked up. Those are the essential services here in Yorktown that we're trying to provide. And we are doing so at a reduced workforce. State government, under Governor Cuomo's executive order, has mandated a 50% reduction in local and county government workforce. Any employee of the town of Yorktown who can work remotely right now is working remotely. Other employees are on flex schedules, and I continue to work with our department heads to determine the necessary scheduling and staffing needed to maintain those essential services. I was asked last night, what parts of our town government are essential versus non-essential? I consider everybody an essential employee because they all do something very specific that the town and the residents benefit from. But it's not just that. I want everyone at home to understand the type of employees we have here in Yorktown. Today, we had employees, because again, we have some departments who are working every other day or every other week. It all depends on the makeup of the department, and I work directly with the department head to determine that. But we do have departments who, like I said, are every other day, every other week. We had employees today who were not supposed to be in. It was their off day or off week. But we had a shortage over at the nutrition center, and they asked for help delivering some of our food, our Meals on Wheels program, to our seniors. And so we actually had employees who could have been home nice and comfortable, doing things at their houses with their families, checking on loved ones. They came back to Yorktown to volunteer their time to do the right thing and make sure that our seniors, our homebound seniors, right now we're serving over 100 homebound seniors, are able to get delivered their meals for today. Those are the kind of people that we have here working for the town of Yorktown. And I swell with pride when I get reports like that. People just volunteering. What else can I do? I know I'm not supposed to be working, but I'm here to serve the public and the town. And so, again, I swell with pride. They make me so proud to be a supervisor of a town and head of an organization, frankly, with employees like that. I want to remind people, even though we're going through this crisis, that the census is still going on. And you should have received, and I apologize, I didn't bring my slip. I did receive a census slip in the mail. You are prompted to either call or go online. You can complete the census online. It's 9 questions, so it doesn't take too long. 9 questions, or you can call, and they have someone at the Census Bureau who can answer the questions, ask you the questions, and enter your answers. I know that we had tried. We had a Census 2020 committee. We had a bunch of stations set up both at the library and at the Cappellini Center. Obviously, due to the closure of both facilities and all town facilities to the public, that is no longer available. But we do want to remind folks, if you see that slip come into your mail, it provides you your access code and all the prompts to either fill out the census online or call, and they will provide that information and support for you to answer those questions over the phone. Important to remember also regarding the census that no one will call you, and I say this specifically to our seniors, nobody will call you to take the census. If that does happen, hang up immediately because it is a scam. And we have to make sure that we're guarding against scams right now, both that are related to the census, but also, frankly, that are related to the ongoing COVID-19 crisis. So we have to be vigilant. And if you have any questions, you can always call the police department at their non-emergency number. That's 914-962-4141. Again, that's the police department's non-emergency number, 914-962-4141. And finally, I wanted to also mention the DMV. The DMV has been ordered to close as an executive order by Governor Cuomo. The DMV, though, for those who were asking, because I received a number of questions about this as well, if you have a license, a registration, if you have a non-driver's license, anything DMV related that was to expire on March 1st or later, the deadline is now April 19th. So So I want to say that again. If you have a registration, driver's license, non-driver's license, anything pertaining to the DMV, anything on or after March 1st as your expiration date, the new expiration date at this point in time, and this can change depending on how long we're in this situation, but at this point in time, that new expiration date is April 19th. I also want to remind folks of the senior shopping hours. We have BJ's Wholesale Club at 8 a.m. That's open for our seniors, for our immunocompromised, and those with respiratory ailments. BJ's is open from 8 to 9 a.m. The Chico's from 7:30 to 8:30. Acme from 7 to 9. And Uncle Giuseppe's from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. I also want to remind folks, I know today might not be the day that you're thinking about it, but the Organic Recycling Yard, also known as The Hill, is open. That's located at 2200 Greenwood Street, and that's open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 2:45. Again, I want to remind everyone to visit our website, yorktownny.org. You can click on the coronavirus update page, and we continue to update it almost hourly at this point. As I get information that is valid, that is validated and accurate, we continue to post it. So on there right now, you can find DMV questions. You can find changes to the bulk trash schedule changes. And I'll read this real quick. As a reminder for bulk trash, today, Section 1 began their bulk trash collection. We are again working with skeleton crews. We are reduced in our crews right now. So we ask for your patience and understanding. But the bulk trash in Section 1 started today. Section 2 begins Monday, April 6th. And Section 3 begins Monday, April 13th. Those are the updated scheduling changes for bulk trash. But again, all this information is right on our website, yorktownny.org. Click on the coronavirus update. It provides you with, again, hotline numbers, and I'll state them for everyone at home. Of course, for people under self-quarantine or exposure to a known case, we ask you to call 866-588-0195. Again, that's 866-588-0195 for the State Department of Health COVID-19 hotline. And this is an important number because if you want to go get tested, this is the number that they are encouraging people to call and make an appointment for mobile testing, which, again, our closest site right now is at Glen Island and New Rochelle. The hotline number is 888-364-3065. That's 888-364-3065. And the county executive confirmed today that Westchester County's hotline remains simply 211. You can always call Town Hall. The number here is 914-962-5722, extension 200. That's my direct line. Again, that's 914-962-5722, extension 200. Or you can email me directly at mslater@yorktownny.org. Again, mslater@yorktownny.org. I do, like I said, have Councilman Lachterman here. Councilman, do we have any questions coming across from Facebook? Because I know that Councilman Lachterman was monitoring the Facebook page because we are live on Facebook as well as on channel 20 for Optimum and 33 for FiOS, as well as streaming live on the town's website. Councilman, do we have any questions?
So there was one comment about the people who thought they had symptoms were told no, they're not tested, but they were told to call the hotline. No one has gotten back to them. I would imagine they're a little swamped.
Yeah, so the hotlines, whether it's for unemployment insurance over at the Labor Department, the COVID hotline, I mean, obviously people, there's a high demand. There's a high, I spoke with people who spent over 3.5 hours on hold trying to get through. So we understand that it's not necessarily an easy process, but a necessary one. My understanding is state agencies who have nothing to do with health at all are now being directed over to support the hotline, to answer calls, and to help reduce the wait time and to help shorten the process for those to get tested. So we understand it can be very frustrating for people, and I understand people are worried and they're nervous because the numbers continue to rise. But we ask that you continue to utilize the resources that we're being given, that's being managed on the state level. And again, they are pouring additional employees into those call banks from other agencies to help shorten the wait time.
So there was a question yesterday that we didn't get to as well about helping with the seniors. Just from my conversation with our nutrition center, it's very limited to the contact and the people going to the doors with the Meals on Wheels. I did it today. I only had 11 to deliver, but there were enough people with the others that volunteered. The one thing that Noreen and I spoke about, though, was the fact that if you have any elderly relatives, any seniors in the neighborhood, to call on them, check in on them. You know, knock on the door, step back 8 to 10 feet. When they come to the door, ask them if there's anything they need if you don't have a phone number. But a simple phone call, can I drop something off? You know, my wife and I have been doing that for some of our...
Yeah, that's something that we've been talking about from the beginning. And when we started talking about social distancing, we were encouraging people to stay in touch with their loved ones, their neighbors, any individual who you think needs to be checked in on. Because even though we're talking about social distancing, we're not talking about social isolation. Because that isolation does cause other things. It causes, one of the things is depression. And so we're actually working with the Yorktown Alliance for Safe Kids to provide an updated resource guide specifically on COVID-19 with specific resources available for our seniors, for individuals suffering who have mental health issues and are looking for support right now. They need it more now than ever. Individuals who are suffering from substance abuse, who may not feel they have the resources that they traditionally have had, but they do. They just don't know how to get to them. And so we're trying to provide those resources and support to our community, to those individuals who may need it. And again, people continue to ask how they can help. And I agree with Councilman Lachterman and Noreen O'Driscoll, who heads up our senior nutrition program and does a tremendous, tremendous job. It's all on your cell phone. Pick up your phones, go find 5 to 10 people who you know need to be checked in on, and just make sure they're okay. Just call and say hi. And it goes a long, long, long way. And so it seems very simple, but for some people, that's all they need. It's just a simple check-in, a simple hello, and it will make their day. Anything else, Councilman?
There was a comment, actually, which I find interesting, which was take off your wedding bands because you can't wash underneath them. But, if you don't want to take it off, like I'd rather take mine off every night, sanitize it, make sure my hands are sanitized. And when I'm sanitizing, I actually do slide it up to the top of my finger. But someone did post it, so I thought I would address that.
Perfect. Any other questions?
I don't see anything else today, so that would be good.
All right. Well, listen, again, Yorktown, just to recap, we do have 20 new cases. This is an increase of nearly double what we had last night. Again, that information as of 2 o'clock this afternoon from our partners on the county and state level of government. We continue to urge social distancing. We continue to urge folks at home to adhere to New York on pause. Again, reduction of 100% of the non-essential workforce, as well as Matilda's Law, which is geared for our seniors, immunocompromised neighbors, and our neighbors who have respiratory issues. All of that can be found on the Yorktown's website, www.yorktownny.org. We continue to provide validated and accurate information. I try my best to answer any and all questions I can. If I don't know that answer, I will try to track down that answer as quickly as I can for everyone to educate themselves. So again, as always, we say stay safe, stay healthy, and if there's any new information that we can provide to you, we will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a good night.